हेलो फ्रेंड्स, myself Nikita from Canada Stories. Hope आप सब अच्छे होंगे. So here I am with a new video. Today the topic of this video is how you can find your home in Canada. So looking for some tips and tricks to find the accommodation in Canada. Then stay tuned. So when you move to Canada, so you have to look for your accommodation, and generally the lease period here is of 12 months. So you have to be very careful before finalizing your accommodation in Canada. For better understanding, we have divided this video into 4 parts. So first of all, we would be discussing the different types of accommodation and their pros and cons. Secondly, we'll be touching upon the rents you can expect. Third, what all factors you need to consider before going ahead with any accommodation. And lastly, how you can find your apartment. Let's talk about different types of houses available in Canada. So first and the most common type here is apartments. So apartment is a building which has multiple residential units and which is generally managed by a management company or their resident manager or by the building owner. This is the most common type of accommodation which is preferred by the new immigrants, and this is because of the following reasons. Firstly, the apartments, as I already mentioned, are managed by someone, so you don't have to bother about anything. Like, you don't have to bother about the maintenance, routine maintenance, or any leakages or any kind of thing which you experience while living in any building. Secondly, so there is always someone to address your concerns. So there would be generally a building manager or someone to listen to you, and so that you can have a quick response to your problems. One of the another advantage of apartments is that as everyone knows, the snow in Canada is tremendous. So with a building manager or the management company to support you, don't have to worry about shoveling of snow. And lastly, you also get amenities like gym and swimming pool in the apartments. Let's talk about rent now. Rent depends on certain factors like location of the building, whether the apartment building is a new building or an old one, or the facilities which are available in your building. In this video, we will be discussing the rents for 4 major areas in Halifax, which are the Halifax Downtown, Clayton Park, Bedford and Dartmouth. So in Halifax Downtown area, you can get 1-bedroom apartment within the range of $1,100 to $1,500, and the 2-bedroom apartment would be in the range of $1,400 to $2,000. In Dartmouth area, you can find 1 bedroom in $900 to $1,400 and 2 bedrooms in $1,300 to $1,800. Similarly, in the Clayton Park area, you can get $800 to $1,100 for 1 bedroom and $1,000 to $1,400 for 2 bedrooms. In the area of Bedford, you can get 1 bedroom for $900 to $1,200 and 2 bedroom for $1,100 to $1,500. Let's discuss now our second type of accommodation, which is condo. So as you see here, so condos and apartments are look very similar, but the only difference is that in apartments, which is generally owned by a single owner, whereas in condos it has multiple owners, so different units might have different owners. So disadvantages of condos is that it is managed by multiple owners, and when you need any assistance or quick assistance for some repairs in the building or in your unit, then you might have to face some challenge with respect to the non-availability of that owner. He might not be in town, or he stays a bit far from your respective building. Then you have to do and fix that thing on your own. So you have to be prepared for that thing. Another point I would like to add is that the rentals of condos are a bit on a higher side in comparison to apartments. So next type of accommodation is basements. So basements are generally preferred by new immigrants because they are less expensive in comparison to apartments and condos. But there are multiple disadvantages as well of basements, like there are colder in comparison to the rest of the house. There is less sunlight available, the windows are quite small. Even if you have a walkout basement, there is very limited connectivity to the outside world. However, in Halifax, you will not find many basements as they are very limited which are available for rentals. So you can get a 1-bedroom basement within the range of $800 to $1,100 and a 2-bedroom basement within the range of $1,000 to $1,400. So next type of accommodation is independent houses. Houses are suitable for bigger families and also students who are coming as a group of friends and want to stay together. The most advantage of these houses are they are very economical in comparison to apartments and condos, and also provide a sort of privacy for that family staying there. However, there are certain cons for independent houses, like you have to manage all the routine stuff like maintenance, the shoveling of snow, the garbage management. So everything you have to do it on your own. Another point I would like to add is that houses in Halifax are quite old. So you can expect quite old buildings available for rent with respect to independent houses. Generally, these independent houses are of 2 bedrooms or more. So you can get a 2-bedroom house for approximately from $1,100 to $1,500, and a 3-bedroom you can get within the range of $1,300 to $1,700. Now let's discuss the factors to be considered before you finalize your accommodation. The first on my list is the distance. Distance from your workplace, distance from your university if you are a student. Since initially you would be traveling through public transport, so it is one of the important factors that you need to consider how much time it will take to reach to your workplace or your university. Also, if you have a child who goes to daycare, then you should be mindful of the fact that offices are generally closed by 5 or 5:30 and daycares are available only till 6 p.m. So the distance between the office and the daycare should be minimum so that you reach well in time to avoid any late pickup charges which are charged by daycares. So the next factor on our list is connectivity to public transport. You should consider how good is the public transport facilities from your place. Because initially you would be quite dependent on the use of public transport to travel to your workspace or your colleges and to your groceries. So this is one of the important factors to be considered. For all the parents who have child, then I would suggest next factor they should consider is schools. Because it's one of the important factor, as schools are allotted basis your residential address. So if you have some target school in mind, then you should find an accommodation near to that school. Another factor to be considered is the availability of grocery store near to your place. So this is one of the criteria we actually consider in our case, because it is very difficult to carry huge bags of groceries in public transport. So it was one of our favorite point on the list. So another factor which we faced while searching our accommodation was that, so if you are a family of 3 or more, so then you have to look for an apartment or accommodation which has more than 1 bedrooms. So this was one of the criteria on which we were rejected when we applied for a 1-bedroom accommodation. So another point which you can consider is the availability of parks near to your accommodation. So if you have a child, then it is very important, as every child needs to visit in the evening parks or go for a ride, then I think you should consider this factor as well. In Canada, there is problem of bed bugs in the apartments. So you should also check whether your apartment is free from bed bugs or not. This you can do by checking the website called Bed Bugs Registry for your respective apartments. So to summarize what all factors we discussed in this video, so first was the distance from your workplace or your colleges. Second was the connectivity to public transport. Third was the vicinity to the reputed schools. Fourth was the availability of grocery stores. Fifth was the apartment size basis the family members that you need to consider. And sixth was the parks for the kids. And lastly, the check of bed bugs, or are there any bed bug issues or not. Now coming to the last topic of this video is how you can find the accommodation. So before proceeding with this, I would like to suggest you that don't book an accommodation as a permanent accommodation back from your home country. So you must book a temporary accommodation, which can be a hotel or an Airbnb or something like that, and then look around, know that place, and then finalize your accommodation. So now let's understand what all are the ways you can find your accommodation. The most common way to find any accommodation in Canada is through Kijiji website. I would suggest you should look for that website and have a track of that website 1 month prior to your start date of the lease. Since by then you can find all the active listings there, you can chat and talk to the owner of that apartment, and then you can arrange for the viewings. Also, there are other ways you can look for. So you can also check the Facebook rental groups. So people generally post on these groups about the availability of the apartments. Another way which is very commonly used in Halifax is the websites of the management companies. So just research on the top management companies which are available. Go to their websites. You can check their website for open listings, which have all the virtual tours and details regarding the apartments, how many bedrooms, what is the structure of that apartment, and then you can apply online on the website itself. So that's the 3 ways you can find your apartments. I hope you will find this video useful and informative, and through this video you will be able to find your home in this beautiful country, Canada. Stay safe, stay healthy, and please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.